All right. We're diving deep today into indexed annuities.
Ooh, those are interesting.
Yeah, they are. And they've been making a bit of a splash lately.
Yeah, I've been seeing that too.
Yeah, a lot of buzz around them. The whole idea is, they promise kind of the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah.
They talk about growth potential, like you see in the market, but then also with a safety net
Oh, okay.
for your principal.
That sounds good.
I get the appeal.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want market gains without,
Without all the
roller coaster ride, right?
the volatility.
The volatility, exactly.
Losing sleep at night, yeah.
Yeah, no one wants that.
Nobody.
But, with anything,
Yeah.
got to look at the details, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That devil's in the details.
It always is, yeah.
It always is, yeah. So let's start with the basics.
Okay, sounds good.
How would you explain this to someone who's,
Maybe never.
never even heard of an indexed annuity?
Okay, so think of it like this.
Okay.
It's a hybrid, okay?
Okay.
It's between you get features of a traditional fixed annuity, like
Like the safe.
that guaranteed principal protection, but then you also are linking a portion of the returns
Okay.
to the performance of a specific market index.
Oh, interesting.
Like the S&P 500.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where the indexed
That's where it comes
that
out.
comes in. Okay.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But so if my money isn't actually directly invested in the
Right.
market,
Yeah.
then how am I
That's a good question.
how am I actually making money?
That's where things get a little more complex.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's different methods used to actually credit the interest
Okay.
to your account.
Got it.
One common one is
Right.
called point-to-point. And basically what it does is it compares the index value
Okay.
at the beginning,
Beginning and
the end of a term.
Got it.
And if the index went up,
Okay.
you get a portion of that gain.
A portion. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm not necessarily
Yeah.
capturing
They're not fully
the full market upswing.
correct.
Are there limits, even if the market just explodes? Are there limits on how much I can earn?
Yeah, you'll often encounter these things
Okay.
called participation rates
Okay.
and caps.
Okay.
So a participation rate might say you get 50%
Yeah.
of the index's growth.
Okay.
So if the S&P 500 goes up 10%,
Yeah.
you only see 5%.
Okay.
And then you have the cap,
Okay.
which is like a maximum limit
Got it.
on the return for that period.
So even if the S&P goes
No.
crazy,
Right.
gains 20%,
Yeah, and your cap is 8.
and my cap's 8, I'm stuck at 8.
You're stuck at 8%.
That sounds like a potential downside.
It can be,
Okay.
especially if you're, really going for it.
Right. If you want those big returns.
Yeah, if you want those big returns, you're not going to get them here.
Okay. All right.
But the trade-off is
Yeah.
your principal's protected.
Right.
Even if the market crashes, you won't lose
Oh, okay.
your initial investment.
So, I guess that peace of mind is pretty valuable.
Absolutely, especially as you get closer to retirement.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, that's what they're looking for.
Right. Yeah. That's
Like-
when you're getting close to retirement or in retirement.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to be taking those big risks.
Right, exactly.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what about taxes?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Do I have to pay taxes on the gains each year?
So no, that's one of the advantages.
Oh.
Is that indexed annuities offer tax-deferred growth.
Okay.
So you're only paying taxes when you actually start withdrawing the money.
Oh, interesting. So
Usually in retirement.
kind of like a
Yeah.
benefit,
Later on.
later on.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
You mentioned retirement, and I keep hearing about these lifetime income riders.
Yes.
Can you break that down a little bit?
Sure. So a lifetime income rider is like an optional add-on
Okay.
that you can purchase with the indexed annuity.
Okay.
Essentially, it guarantees you a stream of income
Okay.
for as long as you live.
Oh,
No matter how long you live.
almost like a pension.
Yeah, it's similar to a pension, but
Yeah.
but there are differences.
Okay.
In the pension, usually your benefit's fixed.
Okay.
With a lifetime income rider, your income might fluctuate
Okay.
depending on different factors
Okay.
outlined in the contract.
I see. So it's not
It's
a complete
It's not a 100% guarantee.
like never run out of money
Right.
kind of solution.
Exactly.
There's still some uncertainty there.
Yeah, there's still some risk involved.
Okay. All right. So we've covered some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Potential for growth,
Mhm.
downside protection.
Yep.
We talked about the tax deferral
Yeah.
and even this lifetime income.
That
This
sounds
sounds
pretty appealing.
pretty compelling, I'm sure. There's
Yeah.
got to be some other things
Oh, yeah.
to consider, though, right?
Of course.
before jumping in.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've touched on a few drawbacks, like, the limited growth potential.
Right, with the caps, the participants.
But the caps, the participation rates, exactly.
Yeah.
But another key thing to consider is liquidity.
Okay, what does that mean?
So basically, how easy it is to access your money.
Oh.
And indexed annuities, they're not really designed for the short term.
Okay.
They often come with what are called surrender charges.
Surrender charges.
If you withdraw money early in the contract.
So if I need to access the money for like an unexpected expense,
right, an emergency, something like that,
I could be hit with a penalty.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. So these surrender periods, they can last 7 to 10 years or even longer.
Oh wow! So you really gotta be sure that you're gonna lock that money in.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that lack of flexibility, that
could be a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And I imagine these contracts, they probably get pretty complicated.
Oh, they can get very complicated.
Would you recommend working with, a professional?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, you do not want to try to do this yourself.
Okay.
You're going to want to work with someone, a qualified financial advisor, who can help you navigate all the complexities and explain all the
fine print.
Features and really make sure that it aligns with what you're looking to do.
With your goals,
With your goals, exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, this has been really, really interesting.
Absolutely.
Let's wrap it up with some key takeaways for our listeners.
Sounds good.
What are the big things people should remember about these indexed annuities?
They offer a blend of growth potential and principal protection.
Got it.
And, that can be attractive for people, who are nearing retirement or in retirement, who want to participate in the market gains, but without, the big potential losses.
Risk.
Right, without taking on that risk.
Okay.
Second, understand the trade-offs, caps, participation rates, surrender charges.
Yeah.
All those are important things to be aware of.
Really important.
And then finally, don't go it alone,
Get some help.
Seek professional advice.
Yeah.
Make sure it's the right fit for you.
Okay, yeah, that's really good advice, I think. So for our listeners out there, as you're thinking about your own financial goals and your risk tolerance, ask yourself, does this security and this potential for income that you can get with an indexed annuity, does that align with what you're trying to achieve?
Exactly.
It's a big decision.
It is.
Yeah, it definitely deserves
a lot of thought,
some careful consideration, and
definitely professional advice.
Professional advice.
Absolutely. Well, hey, this has been
fun.
A really, really interesting deep dive. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah. We'll have to have you back.
Let's do.
Talk about some other
financial products.
I'm in.
All right, great. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks for another deep dive.
Have a good one.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
All right.